In this video, I'm going to share 5 low competition evergreen niches with you that I've found with flying research. But before we get into those, I actually wanted to let you know that I'm hosting a giveaway starting right now for one ultimate bundle by the flying team. So flying research also has some other tools such as their keyword tool and their upload automation suite. And with the ultimate bundle, you get access to all of them. And because it's currently their birthday week, they're giving away, or they've allowed me to give away, one of these ultimate bundles, which is worth literally over $100 per month. You can enter this giveaway through the top link in the description. There's some very simple, easy steps to enter into the draw. And then in 7 days from the time this video goes live, I will draw a winner at random and announce the winner on my community page and then reach out to you via email. Additionally, until the 10th of March 2024, Flying is also running an exclusive birthday discount that you can also access via one of the links in the description, which will lead you to the pricing page for more info. But now let's get into these niches, and I recommend you stick around to the end because especially the last niche has some really good potential. It's one of the lowest competition evergreen niches that I've found in a while. Niche number 1 I've found for you is sourdough. So this is a type of bread. It is aimed at people that like baking, and this is what the niche looks like on Flying Research. So we've got a bunch of designs with decent BSRs, lots of different styles of designs as well, which is always good. There's also a newcomer right here popping up, and this is definitely an evergreen topic. I like my sourdough, I like my Jesus risen. That is kind of like an Easter sort of cross niche right here. That's 30 days old. And we've got 40 days old design. So there is some new stuff still popping up. This is what it looks like in Flying Research, but there's actually lower BSRs on Amazon as well, which I'm going to show you in a second. And not every single t-shirt on Amazon is going to be indexed in any research tool, like not just Flying Research. That's why it's always worth also checking the platform itself, because some of the BSRs right here might not be the lowest possible in the niche. So another thing that I looked at is the niche analysis tab, where you can kind of gauge a little bit how much potential there is within the niche. Here, this term sourdough gets a B, which is actually a good rating. If you click on info, you can see the different sort of levels to this. D is the worst, and we've got C, B. B means potential, A means solid, and then we've got S, very good, S plus. You should definitely try this. I've never really seen S plus. I've seen a couple of niches with the S ratings, quite a few with the rating of A, but actually one of my best niches is rated B. So it's not always 100% accurate. This is just a guidance. So I think niches with B are still pretty good potential, especially if they're lower competition. Speaking of lower competition, if you actually type this into Amazon, sourdough shirt, then you're going to get 301 results, which is not very much. I've ranked this or sorted it with the lowest BSR first, and there is a lot of stuff right here with very low BSR. So we've got sorry, I can't, I have to feed my sourdough starter, 44k BSR. Then things I do in my spare time, 59k, 100k for I like bread. So that's not very sourdough specific. Maybe you could do I like sourdough instead. And that very, very basic text style that people seem to resonate with. And then we've got don't get me started on this, and a bit of sourdough in a jar. 190k BSR, and scrolling down further, even more shirts that are selling quite well with a bunch of different design styles. Decent BSRs right here. So that's pretty exciting. Very low results. Definitely an evergreen niche. It's related to baking, to bread, and there's a lot of good BSRs. So some people swear on checking page 3 as well. So scrolling down to the bottom and clicking on this to check the results there, that says 10,000, which I don't really believe the page 3 results in most cases. And I'll show you why. So if we type sourdough into Redbubble, we only get 991 results. And Redbubble is an open marketplace, very low barrier to entry. So if there's 10,000 on Amazon, you would expect there to be at least as many on Redbubble or even more. So that's Another good indication that this is a low competition niche, considering Redbubble has less than 1,000 results. And TeePublic, to do yet another competition check, if we type in sourdough right here, scroll down, it only has, how many? 4 pages, which is not a lot. That is, what, like 100 designs maybe? So the competition generally on these marketplaces is pretty low, and we can see by the BSR ranks, by the rating and flying research and everything, that there is definitely a lot of potential right here. So this is one that I would enter myself, and I would recommend you test out as well. Another thing I like about flying research, if you've got the AI features on your subscription as well, then you can use Mumble down here, once you've found a niche, to quickly generate some design ideas and text for your shirt. So I usually change this type right here from quotes to something like puns, memes, or jokes, and then type in the niche. So I'll put sourdough, hit search, and it's going to give me a bunch of English jokes related to the word sourdough that could potentially work on t-shirts. Not all of these will be brilliant, but what have we got? I'm gluten for punishment, a sourdough before bros, rise and shine, it's sourdough time. That's great. We just literally had a shirt that says rising in there. This is my starter pack, so I guess you could, add some sourdough graphics to that. Need love, get sourdough. That's great. Do not worry, be happy. If you see that working, yeast mode activated, crusty on the outside, warm on the inside. Bread so good it's almost unbreadable. Okay, life's too short for bad bread. Sourdough, because adulting is hard. So as you can see, this actually comes up with some pretty decent phrases. Let's change this to puns, hit search. I mean, sourdough seems like a hard word to get puns with, but you never know. You can just test out a few different types right here. Rise and grind, it's sourdough time. I need this bread like I need oxygen. Bread vibes only, crust we trust, life is what you bake it. Okay, some cool ideas. And you also get the trademark status, which is cool. That's another great benefit of this Mumble feature. It instantly checks it for trademarks right here, the phrases that come out. As you can see, none of them have any registered, which is great. Moving on to niche number 2, here I've got elevator. This is a surprising one. I did notice quite a few designs selling though. At first, I thought it's just aimed at, say, elevator mechanics or installers, as you can see with this design. But it also has some right here showing in flying research that say just a boy who loves elevators. Bit unexpected that is, an interest that boys would be passionate about, but the designs seem to be selling. If we scroll down as well, you can kind of notice a theme of very bold fonts right here, a lot of condensed fonts. Obviously elevator graphics, we've got an American flag popping up as well. And then for the niche analysis, flying research is giving this a B, which again is decent. And by the way, you get a lot of extra details about the niche over here, which can help you out, like the average BSR in general, which is 3.5 million. Seems very high, but if you look at the top 3, it's 42k. The top 10 designs have an average of 85. Top 100, 1.4 million, which is actually pretty stable. You also get review averages, sales, etc. And a bit of a distribution curve right here, where you can see most of the designs have a BSR over 1 million, which is common for most niches, but there is quite a few down here with 100 to 500k BSR and even smaller. And what I also like, flying research gives you some pretty good keyword suggestions. So you've got singular keywords over here at the top, and you've got long tail keywords down below. There's quite a few good ones. We've got elevator mechanic, elevator technician, inspector, funny elevator, we've got installer, maintenance, elevator repairing, elevator boy, elevator button. So as you can see, a lot of interesting keyword suggestions that you could use for your listings. You can copy these, click to copy them with this button for easy access. And looking on Amazon, if we type in elevator t-shirt, we only get 147 results, which is very low. I've ordered this by BSR, and you can see the top seller has got a 27k BSR, which is very good. Then 53k for this American flag themed design. We've got another one with an American flag for July the 4th. 53k BSR, quite a few reviews as well on some of these listings, so you can tell that there's definitely demand, there's some sales volume going on, A lot of 100k BSRs down here, a lot of just a boy designs for this. I'm just here to ride the elevator. We've got elevator buttons, again, really good BSRs. If we do the good old page 3 check, it does jump up massively, but again, I do not trust this because again and again, I find that, you know, when you go to different marketplace, Redbubble, we've got 2,500 results. That is a bit higher than the sourdough niche, so I'm guessing the real number on Amazon is probably not as little as 140 results, what we saw at first, but it's definitely not as high as 10,000. And we also get a good rating in Flying Research. And if we look on TeePublic for another bit of validation in this niche, we can scroll down to the bottom and there's 7 pages, which is not very much for TeePublic. If it is a competitive niche, you're probably going, or in most cases you would see close to 50 pages or 50 pages, which is the max that TeePublic gives you right here at the bottom. 7 pages to me still signifies that this is a lower competition niche. Niche number 3 is honey badger, a type of animal. You can see it right here in Flying Research, with a bunch of different designs. We've got the vintage sunset, we've got the human costume, which does pretty well for Halloween typically. Then we've got a Christmas themed design right here, ugly Christmas sweater. Honey badger, I don't give a S, which that word can cause rejection, so be careful. This was posted 1,000 days ago. Back then it was fine, I think, to list designs with profanity, but now it can definitely cause rejections. Again, Flying Research doesn't have everything indexed, so on Amazon you're going to see there is some lower BSR shirts right here. And by the way, if you ever struggle with the niche where there's literally like nothing indexed right here on Flying Research, if you use the best seller tab, one quick tip is you can go to real-time research, type your search term into this, and then this is going to take a little while, but it will actually scan more of the entire catalog on Amazon and give you way more sort of real-time results. So this is good or worth keeping in mind. It's just that it takes a little longer. So as you can see, we've already got a design right here with a 30k BSR, 40k BSR showing up, so there is definitely better selling designs. But moving on to the niche analysis score, we've got a B again, which is great. Here's a quick overview of some of the keywords, and on Amazon we get 609 results. We've got quite a lot of low BSRs, 50k, 70k, 89k, 129. There's a bunch of reviews as well on these listings, which is always good. That means there is quite a lot of volume going on in this niche. Again, still good BSRs. What happens if we click on page 3? 609 results in this case. Okay. On Redbubble, we've got 1,600 results for this niche, which is still quite small for Redbubble at least. And then on TeePublic, if we type this in, scroll down, we've got 10 pages, which is a little bit more than the other niches. But again, it is not overwhelmingly high in competition. Again, this is a niche that I would enter with a bunch of different, ideally funny designs, because that's what seems to be selling best right here. It can definitely work to have like a vintage sunset style and keep it more plain. But from my experience overall, funny phrases do best in these evergreen niches. The next niche I've got for you is a pretty interesting one in my opinion. It's RC Plane, and that stands for Remote Control Plane. Seems to be a pretty decent low competition evergreen niche. Obviously you'll get a lot of planes in these designs, some funny phrases. Of course, some of the designs that you see are probably aimed at planes in general. Like I love the smell of jet fuel in the morning. That's probably aimed at pilots of actual planes, not remote control ones. But I quite like this heartbeat design right here. We've got the controller at the end and the plane in the middle. That's neat. Looking at the real-time research tab right here, I've already let this run through. We can see some more designs with a lower BSR, 119k, 125. We've got a flowchart. That's a pretty cool design style if you can come up with a good flowchart idea. Just one more plane, I promise. I really love this design style. Even though it's kind of almost filling out this square with that background graphic, it does have a rough edge, which looks amazing. The color scheme is really nice, and it definitely stands out amongst these other fairly plain text-based designs. Niche analysis score only gives this a C, but that would not put me off yet. Again, it's just an indication, even though it says little interest. If you look at some of the BSRs, the interest is actually pretty decent. I also went to Mumble for this one, AI Research. to get some jokes back for RC Plane, for new ideas, and actually most of these are really, really cool. I'm silently judging your landing technique. We've got my other ride is an RC plane. This pilot needs no runway. I think that's pretty cool. A dream, an altitude, and speed. And by the way, you can copy any of these phrases if you want to use them in your design or in your listing. And again, you get a trademark check along with it. Then here we are on Amazon for RC plane. Let's close this, rank this by lowest BSR. So as you can see, 85k over here, build, fly, crash, rebuild, and then we go to 245k, 500k. So some of the listings are missing right here, but actually if we change it to RC planes, we get different results for some reason. So I definitely find that over the past year, these Amazon search results have been harder and harder to kind of figure out, because now we have completely different search results. By the way, I'm also using the search merch tool by Merch Informer right here to help filter out Amazon merch t-shirts, which it isn't properly doing because, you know, we've still got some of these planes in here. But nevertheless, now we can see some of these low BSR shirts, 93k, posted in 2020. Then we've got 100k again. One of this is posted in 2021 in the summer, so it's not super old, right? 127k over here, also posted 21. So there is seemingly a lot of designs selling pretty well. If we look on Redbubble, only 523 results, which again, that is extremely low for Redbubble. Definitely good niche, at least based on these search results. And then TeePublic, I think it's even better. There's only 2 pages for RC planes. So again, it's always worth checking multiple platforms because it will give you a better idea of how much competition there is if the Amazon search results are kind of difficult to understand. But yeah, RC planes, definitely an interesting looking niche that I would enter myself. And there's probably also other remote controlled vehicles that people are really keen on and would want to wear a t-shirt for. And lastly, here we've got the lowest competition evergreen niche I've found for you. This one is called Pregasaurus, and because there is so little competition, there's basically nothing indexed right here on Flying Research. The top seller here has got a 400k BSR, but there is better designs on Amazon. Pregasaurus, the idea right here is that we've kind of mixed T-Rex with pregnancy, right? That's the joke. If we look at niche analysis, we don't really get a result because there's not really enough data right here indexed in Flying Research, which you might think that's a bad thing, but it actually shows there's low competition. Next up, if we check on Amazon, we get 314 results, which is already quite low. And scrolling down, Pregasaurus Rex 70k BSR right here. Pretty neat design. Then we've got Mammosaurus. That's not exactly what we're looking for, but scrolling down a bit further, we've got Pregasaurus again on the right. Very simple design, 182k BSR. Not bad. Pregasaurus Rex again, 35 reviews, which is again a good thing. Another couple of designs with 200k BSR, 290k BSR over here. You can see there is quite a few designs selling and quite a few designs with decent BSR, considering there is quite low competition. And on Redbubble, the competition is even lower. Look at this, Pregasaurus, 39 results, 37 if you click on the tag for some reason. But yeah, there's not even a second page on Redbubble, which is very rare for a niche that has so many low BSRs on Amazon. TeePublic is the same. It's even less. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 designs. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought that I would ever find a dinosaur cross niche that is so low in competition, but it seems to be a thing. So Pregasaurus, very interesting. And I also quickly tried Mumble because I thought, you know, this might struggle with Pregasaurus, but there is, again, some good phrases that it came up with. I've got jokes selected. Let's see, what were the few ones that I liked? Pregasaurus, like a regular mum, but cooler. Love that phrase. And we know it works because it's validated from other niches as well. Don't mess with the Pregasaurus. Ideal, right? So during pregnancy, you've got the hormones kicking in. So going to have a lot of angry mums, and that makes for a great t-shirt design. And by the way, if you're not happy with the results that you get, you can just hit search again. It is going to give you a new list. Some of them might be identical, but typically it does find some new jokes, and of course try different types as well. Let's actually try out sayings in this case. See what that comes back with. Snechosaurus in training. Pregasaurus extinct in 9 months. Okay, craving, crusher on duty, Jurassic appetite unleashed. Jurassic I would not use in my designs. Roaring into motherhood, feed the Pregasaurus or else. Caution, hungry, Pregasaurus head. So yeah, there's definitely some good ideas right here. Some stuff that I wouldn't use, other stuff that I would consider for a design. And this will definitely help you find some new unique ideas that haven't been done before. In case you didn't know, Flying Research also has a separate tool called Flying Upload, which helps you automate your uploads to many different marketplaces, including Amazon Merch. And if you want to learn how to automate your uploads to Amazon, make sure to check out this tutorial next, where I show you 3 different methods.